Greetings and welcome from the Terraceum, where tonight we have a Wesco 3A basketball game, a matchup between the Mountlake Terrace Hawks and the Everett Seagulls. Good evening, my name is Steve Willits, and once again, it is ready, and we are time. Test.
Starting at one of the forward positions, he wears number 1. He's a 6'4" senior, Wes Erickson. With a 14-1 Hawks, 6-1 in the lead. Wearing number 10, starting at guard position, he's a 5'9" sophomore, Mason Christensen. Goals, a 5'10" senior guard, wearing number 3, Preston Campbell. For the Hawks, a 5'10" senior guard, wearing number 20, Keegan Bryson Zeron. For the Seagulls, a 5'10" senior guard, wearing number 4, Bogdan Vesienko. For the Hawks, a 6'4" senior forward, wearing number 22, Kyrie Armstead. A 6'2" senior guard for Everett, wearing number 10, Daniel Peterson. The 6'3" junior forward, wearing number 30 for the Hawks, Mason Peterson. And finally for Everett, the 5'11" junior guard, wearing number 12, Mason Kobos. And finally for the Hawks, a 6'4" senior forward, wearing number 32, Brendan Hayes. Head coach for Everett is Bryce Levine. Head coach for the Hawks is Malin Sims, assisted by Al Shane, Greg Woods, Johnny Coates, Tim Cashman, and Anthony Asbury. Hawks trainer, Sabora Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the Mountlake Terrace High School Pep Band plays our national anthem.
I can't hear myself. Good evening and welcome from the Terraceum and Mountlake Terrace. We hope the audio's going out because I can't hear it, but Anyway, we are here for another Wesco 3A basketball game. It is the Mountlake Terrace Hawks, the home team, taking on the Everett Seagulls. My name is Steve Willits, and along with Angela Como and a whole cast of characters, we are here bringing you Wesco 3A basketball. Brendan Hayes with the opening bucket.
Stay in front, man. Open, read.
Again, we hope the audio is working at this time. Early in this basketball game here, Mountlake Terrace with the opening at 2-0 lead, and because of our audio challenges, we'll try to get to the starting lineups as we go along. Mountlake Terrace with a rebound. Here come the Hawks once again, coming into this game with a record of 14-1 overall, 6-1 in league play, taking on an Everett team that is 3-4 in league play, 6-9 overall. Let's get you these starting lineups here really quickly. Mountlake Terrace, number 10, Mason Christensen is a 5'9" sophomore. Number 20, Keegan Grayson Zarun, he's a 5'10" senior. Ball goes up in the air. Brendan Hayes, we'll go ahead and read him off since he's got the basketball. A 6'4" senior who has been on fire lately, averaging almost 22 points per game in his last 3 outings. Mason Peterson, number 30, he is a 6'3" junior. And rounding it out, the guy who averages almost 18 points a game. He had the ball just a moment ago. That's Kyrie Armstead. And he's got the rebound and the putback, number 22. As if on cue, a 6'4" senior. Armstead with his first bucket of the night. Mountlake Terrace up 4-0. On the Everett side of things, leading scorer number 1 is Wes Erickson. He's a 6'4" senior. He's the one trying to post up down low right now. Number 3, Preston Campbell, averaging roughly 11 points per game. He's a 5'10" senior. Erickson with the basketball right now. Dishes it off to number 4, that's Bogdan Fesienko. Fesienko is a 5'10" senior guard, averaging right around 9 points per game. Steal for the Hawks, scramble for it. Mason Christensen with the basketball up on top.
Let's go, Mace.
Hawks swinging the ball around right now. Christensen dishing off to Keegan Grayson Zarun. Into the corner, Mason Peterson for 3. Off the mark, but nice job by Mason Christensen. Scrambles over there to get the rebound. Over to Brendan Hayes. Hayes missing the shot. Rebound coming down to Everett. Let's get you the rest of that Everett starting lineup while we have a quick moment. Number 10 is Daniel Peterson. He's a 6'2" senior guard. And then rounding out the starting lineup, number 12, Mason Kobos, a 5'11" junior guard. Everett still looking for their first points of the night, trying to go down low. Nice job by Mason Peterson to get a foot on that ball. And will allow the Seagulls to keep possession, however. They will have to do so by inbounding from out of bounds. It would have maybe been an easy layup had Peterson not been able to stop that basketball. Erickson down low, puts it up on the right side, draws contact, he is fouled. And with 5:05 to go here in the first quarter, the Seagulls will step to the line, hoping to score their first points of the night. Brendan Hayes getting the foul called on him. The first foul of the game on either team as we're almost 3 minutes in. Our officials tonight, Ira Dunbar, Will Nichols, and Woody Williams. Wes Erickson making the first free throw. Has it bounce around the rim a couple times, finally falls through, and the Seagulls are on the board. Erickson connecting on the second shot as well. Tallest starter in the lineup is Erickson at 6'4". Hawks missing the shot. Rebound coming down to number 12, that's Kobos. And Everett now with a chance to potentially tie or take the lead. 4:49 left here in the first period. Dribbling down baseline, float away 7-footer up and just rims out. That was Daniel Peterson with the shot. Kyrie Armstead wasting very little time, kicks it down into the corner. Christensen drives baseline, up and under. Easy bucket for Christensen. At least he makes it look that way. And to juke his way into the lane, underneath the basket and in for the layup. The sophomore with his first bucket of the night. 6-2 Hawks lead as we're coming upon the halfway point here in the first quarter. Christensen picks off the pass that was thrown by Peterson. Daniel Peterson, that is. We have one on each team right now. Into the lane, putting it up, getting the basket, it counts, is Preston Campbell. his first points of the night. Nice drive into the lane for Campbell. Drew contact, and he will go to the line in an attempt to get a three-point play as Grayson Zarun will pick up his first foul in the process.
Campbell will shoot the bonus.
Bonus free throw coming up. 4:06 to go here in the first quarter. Big game for both of these teams. Everett currently sitting in 7th place in the Wesco 3A division. That's if you take Mountlake Terrace out of the equation, which we need to for district playoff purposes. Top 9 go to the playoffs. And if you can get a 5 or 6 seed, you have a very good chance of having a play-in home game on February 8th. So quite a bit to play for still as Armstead puts up the shot and misses it. Mountlake Terrace playing for RPI rankings before they get to district play. They're currently 12th in the state at the 2A level. Ideally, you'd like to be in the top 8 if you can before the end of the season. You still have to make it through districts, but top 8 would guarantee you a spot in the Tacoma Dome even before your regional game. So really every game mattering at this point for Mountlake Terrace, regardless of whether or not they're playing for playoff seedings or not. Shot goes off the mark. That was Peterson looking for a layup on the left side. Was contested just enough to throw him off his game. On the other end, Grayson Zarun going up, getting double teamed by Everett, and one of the Seagulls draws contact and will send him to the line as we await to see exactly who they're going to call that free, foul on. Ira Dunbar coming over to the scores table. Signals that Bogdan Fesienko will pick up his first foul.
Turn him. Yeah, turn him.
Zarun heading to the free throw line. Keegan on the year, 10 for 13 at the free throw line. Misses the first shot. As soon as we praise him for being 77%, he misses. That's pretty much the way it usually works here in the announcing business. And he misses the second one as well. Very uncharacteristic of Keegan as Everett now with a chance to take the lead. 3:14 to go, first quarter. Elijah Ross Rudder checking into the game for the first time for Everett. He's playing up on top right now. A name that a lot of folks around here know from his football days as well. He's senior, a 6'4" senior. One of the better wide receivers in Wesco over the last couple of years. Ben Hyman, are you on?
Am I on? I don't think I'm on.
Get that figured out here in just a moment.
I'm on? Yeah? Okay.
Mason Christensen missing the three. Peterson swinging it down to the other end. Erickson up on top, looking down to Ross Rudder in the lane, being guarded by Armstead, goes up. Hayes coming up from behind, blocks it out of bounds. Sends that one over towards the wall there on the west side of the building, and Connor Williams will check in for the Hawks as Everett still has 23 seconds left on the shot clock. I think we're continuing with our audio challenges here. Ben Hyman, I think you're on now. There we go.
I am on.
There,
Yes,
I can
I'm
hear
on.
you loud and
Yep.
clear. There we go.
Okay.
Ben Hyman, again, doing double duty tonight. Band director slash color commentator here. We'll talk to you here in just a moment. As Everett inbounding the ball, looking for their first lead of the game. A low-scoring one at that thus far. Getting into the key is Fesienko. Kicks it out to Erickson. Down to 14 seconds on the shot clock. That's Campbell pulling it back up on top. Setting his offense. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice job by Christensen. Reaches his hand in there. They're going to say he connected with Campbell. Now the question becomes, was he in the act of shooting? And apparently they're going to say, yes, he was. Preston Campbell will head to the line shooting 2 as Christensen picking up his first foul. And checking in for the first time tonight for Everett, number 5, Andrew Olson. Olson's a 5'11" junior. Ball goes up and through. 2:20 to go.
I can hear myself. I couldn't in the other one. Now it's too loud in my ear. How do you think I'm doing?
Kyrie Armstead. There we go. We're still playing with the Kings here. It's like we've done this once or twice, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's okay.
Armstead fouled in the act of shooting. Apparently it did not go in. We were, again, a little distracted there for the moment, so Armstead steps to the line. Shooting two, makes the first one. Foul on the play is charged to Andrew Olson, his first. 7-7 game. Elijah Ross Rudder up on top, getting the ball over to Preston Campbell. Everett looking to take the lead, being very patient right now. Looking for a cutting Ross Rudder towards the basket. Had it momentarily, the ball was knocked out of bounds. I say it was last touched by one of the Hawks, so Everett will inbound underneath the basket with 19 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And almost throwing that away as Fesienko throwing it towards the Ross Rudder, thinking that he was going to be heading towards the base or heading towards the center court line. He initially did not. The ball bouncing around freely, and finally Ross Rudder was the one that was able to see that first and able to get out to it. They keep the possession. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Ross Rudder being guarded by Armstead, puts up the three. Hits off the front iron, bounces around. Connor Williams grabs it. Williams quickly going down on the other end. He gets his shot blocked by Ross Rudder. Armstead not able to save it. Ross Rudder ahead to Fesienko. Going to get a little contact against Mason Peterson, and he's going to pick up his first foul.
Yeah, Connor Williams trying to take that one down the other end. You know, he has the speed to do that, and he took it all the way in the lane, gets rejected. Armstead not able to, you know, keep the ball for Terrace, and, you know, just a little bump from Peterson, but they're going to call a foul on him.
Four foul. Campbell's going to pick up yet another basket. He is on fire right now. He has 7 of the 9 Seagull points here in the first quarter, making it a 9-8 Everett lead. Swinging over Peterson. Open shot on the left side. Three ball! Swish! Mason Peterson with his first bucket of the night, giving the Hawks a 2-point lead. Right down on the other end, Campbell looking in low, dishes down to number 5, that's Andrew Olson. He gets on the board for the first time, and now all of a sudden the scoring picks up. It's now 11-11.
Yeah, back to that Mason Peterson shot. That's his shot. The nice little fake pass to look off the defender, open three. He's going to bury that 9 out of 9 times.
Peterson shooting 40% from behind the three-point line this year. And when you leave him wide open, he's a lot higher than 40%.
Oh, that's for sure.
51 seconds to go. Connor Williams, I'm guessing he's not dressing for Halloween tonight.
No, I would assume so, that he is also not dressing for Halloween, but you know, you never know.
That was my lead-in for you, figuring you were the student that maybe you had some inside information that I hadn't even heard yet. I didn't know about the mask until tonight. So
neither did I, but I don't have any information for you.
We'll see if we can maybe get that as the game goes along. That's a nice look for him, though. It's a tough look.
Yeah, it is, but I think he pulls it off well.
Keegan Grayson's a run checking back in for Mountlake Terrace. Checking back into the game for Everett. Number 10, Daniel Peterson, and Mason Kobos, number 12. As we're now down under a minute to go here, first quarter. 11-11. Basket's fairly hard to come by thus far. Williams into the lane. Peterson being watched closely by Kobos. Now Ross Rudder popping out on top. Hayes, 16-footer, off the back iron. Armstead gets his hand on it momentarily, loses it, goes into the arms of Andrew Olson, and into the lane goes Campbell. Campbell just flat out either lost his footing or stepped on a wet spot. He goes flying down to the ground, and that's going to be a turnover to the Hawks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know, when you get the fast break to, you know, sometimes slip up or catch your own shoes. But it'll definitely benefit the Hawks. They'll take that one.
Shot clock is off now. 18 seconds to go in the quarter. 11-11. Ideally, Mountlake Terrace would either like to take the lead going into the second quarter or keep it as is, trying not to give Everett any kind of an offensive look at all. Clock showing 6. Williams looking down for Armstead on baseline. 3 seconds. He backs in, floats one up. No basket. They're waving it off. They're going to say Armstead traveled.
That's a tough call. You know, I don't know about that one. Kyrie, you know, there was not a lot of space. Definitely took a couple steps, but I don't know if there was enough to call traveling.
Ross Rudder puts up the 3, hits off the back. Near the wiring up there. No basket. And we've got an 11-11 score here at the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. Long quarter for both teams, long quarter for us. Hopefully the second quarter is going to bring us a little more action, maybe some more points as well for both teams. We'll find out. We're going to take a break. You are watching HBN. And welcome back to the Terraceum. Steve Willits along with Ben Iman. It is 11-11 heading into the second quarter. And we're going to throw it on over to the junior from Mountlake Terrace High School, Ben Iman, with the play-by-play.
Thank you, Steve. That's number 10, Peterson will take the inbound for Everett to start off the second quarter. Campbell will set up the offense. Here's Ross Rudder, top of the key, spins, Hayes loses him, he drives, lays it up and in, and through traffic it's in. That's Ross Rudder for 2. His first score of the night.
Elijah Ross Rudder averaging right around 12 points per game, coming off the bench. You're right, that is his first point of the night.
And a steal, that's Campbell, and he'll lay it up and in. Miscues from Keegan Grayson Zerung and Connor Williams. Here's Mason Peterson. Swings the floor to Williams, trying to break this Everett press. Here's Keegan, he'll bring it up over the end line. Peterson in the corner. Jukes drives in, gets stripped, and tries to steal the ball back, but Ross Rudder will come out with it. He'll drive on Keegan Grayson. Brendan Hayes doubling. Campbell. Swings over, that's Kobos. Tries to find the pass, but Brendan Hayes will pick that one off. Here's Keegan Grayson, finds Kyrie Armstead. He'll drive, go up, and get fouled.
Armstead is fouled.
It looks like he'll go to the line.
Fouls on
I'm going to
Kobos.
call that on Kobos, his first, and give a lot of credit to Preston Campbell, not only with the steal in the basket on the one play, but then on the next play, on the stat sheet, it's going to go to Ross Rudder, but really Campbell was the one that was all over the place, was a little gnat, got his hand on the ball, and ultimately was the one that knocked it out of the hands of the Hawks ball handler and got the ball over to Ross Rudder. He's a tough player. We've already seen him score 9 points tonight, and he's getting it done on the defensive side of the floor as well.
Kyrie Armstead misses his first of 2 free throws. He'll sink the second. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. Everett leads at 15-12, 7 minutes remaining in the half. Here's Campbell, guarded by Connor Williams. He swings, finds Erickson. Erickson guarded by number 42, that's Max Hull. Rebound, Ross Rudder off the shot, and he'll lay it back up and in. Another 2 for Ross Rudder, he's got 4. Armstead drives in, kicks, Williams, jukes a man, will drive in. Tried to lay it up through contact, got it knocked away, but it looks like it'll stay here with Terrace.
A nice job by Ross Rudder on the other end. Erickson coming in from the left side, just threw it off the back a little bit too hard. Ross Rudder on the right side, ready for the easy layup.
The quick inbound to Armstead, not able to find its way in. The ball's going to bounce out of bounds into Everett. Looks like Terrace will pick up their defense and pick up a press. Here's Campbell, guarded by Williams. Campbell finds Ross Rudder, who's open. Armstead quickly recovers and picks him up again, though. Here's Campbell in the corner. He'll drive through contact, misses off the mark. Tipped away, and Connor Williams will come out with it. He finds Kyrie, who'll drive and lay it up and in, and Armstead with the easy 2, 17-14 Everett.
Great job by Connor Williams to not only penetrate into the lane, but to know that Armstead was cutting on the right side. Beautiful pass. Kyrie's never going to miss up that opportunity. That's an easy bucket.
Here's Ross Rudder. That passes to Erickson. Erickson will drive, guarded by Hull. Through contact, nice defense by Max Hull. Tips that one away. Here's Armstead. He'll bring it up. Spins, kicks. Hull, who'll pull up. That was just a bit too hard. Off the iron and out. That's Connor Williams guarding Campbell. Double screen. Williams does well to get over it. Here's Ross Rudder. Into the corner, that's Peterson. Swings to Erickson. Campbell, guarded by Connor Williams still. Peterson will pull up, off the back iron and out, rebound Keegan Grayson. He'll push the ball, bring it up himself. He's going to pull up from 3. That one's off the back iron, rebound Connor Williams, stays with the Hawks. Here's Williams. He's going to pull up, and he knocks it down. That's Connor Williams with a man in his face. That doesn't mean nothing. We're tied at 17. 5:01 remaining in the corner. And Steve, Terrace kind of coming out a bit cold to start the quarter, but have quickly picked it back up.
Yeah, the fact that they fell down behind by 5 points after leading the entire first quarter, and that's really where you kind of get to find out where your what your fortitude is, what you're made out of. And really, Mountlake Terrace, again, not necessarily needing this game to make it into the playoffs, but really needing this game for RPI purposes. They need to get into that top 8 seeding right now. They're number 12. To have Everett go off on a run like that, the way they did, and for Mountlake Terrace to keep their composures, to keep their head, come out firing. Carter Williams obviously feeling it on that shot. That certainly helps out quite a bit, but all of a sudden a 17-12 game is now 17-17, and Bryce Levine obviously a little concerned. He called the quick timeout, and we'll see what the Seagulls can do to respond now.
Olsen will take the inbound for Everett. He finds Campbell. Guarded by Williams still. Mason Christensen is checked back in the game for the Hawks. Williams tips that one away, but Campbell will retain. Finds Waddle. Will find Peterson. He looks for Harrison. Max Hull tips that one away. It's going to stay on for Olsen, who'll drive. And it looks like they're getting an offensive foul on Olsen. It'll be his second. 5th foul for Everett. Armstead will inbound for the Hawks. Finds Grayson. They'll clear the backcourt. Find Peterson. Christensen. Here's Keegan Grayson. Back to Christensen, right side of the floor. Finds Armstead. Armstead directing traffic, will kick to Williams. Into the corner for Keegan Grayson. Armstead will set a screen. Here's Hull, top. Oh, Armstead was open in the paint and Hull missed him, but that's all right. Williams tries to keep his dribble. It's going to go off. They say it's going to go off. Connor Williams out of bounds. Terry's going to turn that one over.
Yeah, that was going to be tough regardless. They were down to 6 seconds left on the shot clock, and really ball bouncing around on feet that time. And I think Connor Williams initially thought that Gabe Waddle, number 11, had it trickle off the top of his toe there. The referee's seen it differently, and Everett will have the possession now.
Kyrie tries to check over, misses. Waddle in the corner. His shot's off the mark. Rebound. Looks like Campbell scramble. Erickson comes out with it. He puts it back up in.
Wes Erickson, their leading scorer with his first bucket of the night. He had 2 free throws back in the first quarter. And I know they want to get number 1 going. He's certainly going to be a vital part of this game if Everett's going to have a chance to win later on down the stretch.
And after that play, Max Hull kind of comes up slow, a little bit limping, but he will stay in for now. Here's Williamson. Connor Williams. Finds Mason Christensen. Wes Erickson on Grayson. He'll find Hull. Hull to Armstead. 7 seconds to go. It's Mason Christensen with the 3-point shot. It's off the mark. Here's Campbell. He'll bring it up for Everett. Set up and call his play. Erickson comes in screen. Williams does well to get over. Here's Waddle. Stripped by Armstead. Armstead staying on. That one's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Everett. Substitution for Hawks. Max Hull will come and take a seat. Kind of feeling some pain. Brendan
Hayes coming back into the game.
I'm all over the place tonight, Steve.
That's all right. Hayes getting a nice breather there, too, and certainly if you can get him with fresh legs. His last 3 games, by the way, 22 points, 24 points, 19 points. Those are his 3 highest scoring totals of the year, all back-to-back-to-back. He's only got 2 so far, so let's see if 32 can start heating up now.
And we can't forget about that amazing 15-point quarter that he had a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was his season high at the time, and then the very next game he beat the 22-point game with a 24.
Awkward shot from Campbell off the mark. Rebound Connor Williams. Hits the rim, so no shot clock violation. Here's Keegan Grayson, right side. He'll drive, spins, kicks. Christensen in the corner! Off the mark. Ross Rucker.
Oh, and guess what? I think they're going to say Christensen was fouled in the act of shooting the 3. That's exactly what it is Daniel Peterson will pick up his first foul, and Mason Christensen, who shoots 74% from the free throw line, he's heading to the line for 3.
That's a big foul there for Mason Christensen. He's definitely a guy you want on the line.
Well, points are not easy to come by right now. The Mountlake Terrace Hawks with only 6 here in the quarter make that 7 as he hits the first shot. Take him any way you can get him, right?
Yep, no doubt. It's like some discussion as they're going to end up wiping the ball down.
Hey, wet basketball is not one we want to play with, so very wisely done. Mason Christensen, by the way, only a sophomore. Currently, he is the 3rd leading scorer on this team, averaging 9.27 points per game, just slightly ahead of Connor Williams. And Christensen just seems to get better and better as the season goes along. He can do it just about any way. 45% from the three-point line. Like we mentioned, he can get the free throws, he can pass, he plays defense. He's kind of the ideal Nayland Sood prototype of guard. And hey, seems to be cool under pressure there too as he drains yet another free throw.
Fesienko's going to check in for Everett now. Got 2 fouls and no points as Christensen will knock down. He goes 3 for 3 from the line. 2019 Terrace lead, 2:36 remaining in the half. Campbell will be guarded by Williams. Screen, drives in. Williams, good defense, is going to rattle in and out. Kyrie Armstead with the rebound. He will push. This is where Kyrie can be dangerous. Finds Hayes. Hayes will pull up off the front iron. Rebound Erickson. 2:15 remaining. Here's Campbell. Guarded by Williams. Here's Erickson, top of the key. And they're going to get him for travel. A little bit of a stutter step there. That's too much.
Yeah, too much, and it doesn't take much sometimes. And I think Erickson knew it right away. As soon as he kind of turned his head over towards Ira Dunbar, the official, I think he knew what the call was going to be. And as soon as he saw the hands moving forward to signal traveling, kind of just smiled, nodded, dropped the ball, and walked away.
Keegan Grayson will set it up. He's guarded by Fesienko. Here's Armstead. He'll swing Connor Williams. Campbell picks that one off. Armstead could chase down, and he does.
They're going to call
goaltending. Yeah. A good hustle play by Kyrie Armstead to go up and block it, but it was a little bit too late. Campbell will get the point on the goaltending. 21-20 Everett lead, 1:57 remaining in the half.
And we've seen this with Mountlake Terrace before this year. The lackadaisical passing, and as soon as we say that, they throw it out of bounds. This time, just an unforced error, but earlier, Preston Campbell is too good of a defender. He is just waiting. He's preying on that ball. As soon as he sees them start to make that cross-court pass, he's ready to pounce, and he's done that a few times tonight. Mountlake Terrace has got to be careful with those long cross-court passes.
Campbell's got 12 tonight. Fesienko to inbound. He'll find Ross Rucker, guarded by Armstead. Armstead will give him the baseline, and Armstead sets up, falls over, and gets the charge called. That's a first on Ross Reuter. That'll be the 7th foul on Everett.
It is a player controls foul, so it's no 1-and-1. It's an offensive foul. So Mountlake Terrace will not be shooting yet. However, moving forward, they will be.
There's good defense by Armstead. Here's Christensen as Keegan Grayson checked out. Mason Peterson back in. Connor Williams finds Christensen. Back to Williams. They'll push over the line. Nice move by Connor Williams to get around Campbell. And he'll set up. Here's Armstead. He'll drive on Erickson. Spins, goes up, puts it up. That's a beautiful layup by Kyrie Armstead. His 5th of the quarter, 1:28 remaining.
And we're going to get a technical foul called against the Everett bench as well. Armstead, by the way, doing a nice job of shifting from his left hand to his right hand on the layup, gets the basket. As the players were running down towards the other side of the court, Ira Dunbar was running right alongside the bench. It wasn't Bryce Levine. He was standing away from where the call was made. Dunbar heard something he didn't like. He immediately blew the whistle, pointed right at the bench. I think that one's going to go on one of the assistants. Something was said there that he really didn't like, and consequently, Terrace is going to shoot some free throws.
And they're going to send Brendan Hayes to the line to take these technicals.
Hayes, 81% at the line this year, 17 for 21. Not a bad person to send to the line. And as soon as I say that, once again, the jinx is on as that ball rolls off the back of the iron towards the front and just falls right back onto the floor. No basket.
An unlucky roll for him. He'll knock the second one down, though.
He's 1 for 2 on the night. 3 points for him thus far. Also means Mountlake Terrace takes the possession. So not only do you get the technical foul called on you, you give them a free point and you give them the basketball.
Peterson will inbound. He finds Armstead coming to the ball. He'll be guarded by Ross Reuter. Here's Christensen, who jabs. Finds Peterson now. Peterson outside the 3-point. Finds Armstead. Ross Reuter plays over. Armstead will drive in. Kick to Christensen. He'll turn and drive. Goes up.
Oh, they're going to call charge.
Offensive foul. I don't agree with that one, Steve.
The only thing I'll say is I think I've seen 2 offensive charge calls I disagree with tonight, one on each side. So if you want to look at it that way, you can say there might maybe a little bit evened out, as I thought Andrew Olson had one called against him earlier that I didn't like. But you're right, I didn't think that was a charge at all. And right now, Nayland Sood is grilling one of the officials, asking him, as Will Nichols is the recipient of his harsh words as they're continuing to talk over here.
Vasienko will drive and kick to Ross Reuter, who'll pull up for three off the mark. The ball will be out of bounds.
55.7 seconds left. The Hawks by 2 right now. Again, low scoring affair here, 23-21. As Andrew Olson will once again check back in with 2 fouls, I might add. So we'll see if Olson maybe plays a little bit conservatively when Terrace brings the ball down on the Everett side of the floor.
Coach Sood still interesting. Still confuzzled by that charge call. Sends Mason Peterson over to ask the official on the far sideline that made the call. Here's Connor Williams, who will bring the ball over. 44 seconds remaining. He'll drive. He goes up and lays it up and in. And that's the speed of Connor Williams. 25-21, 36 seconds remaining in the half. Here's Campbell, guarded by Williams. Ross Reuter will set the screen. Williams still there. Finds it's Erickson who'll pull up for three off the front iron. And they're going to call Terrace basketball off the shot. I think we're going to get a foul call, Steve?
We're going to get a foul call on one of the Everett players on the rebound here, and we're going to see who it's on. Currently it's on Ross Reuter, so he picks up his second foul, and that will in fact put Mountlake Terrace at the free throw line, as that is the 9th foul against Everett here in the half, which will be a 1-on-1 situation, and it appears as though it's going to be Christensen shooting the 1-on-1.
26.8 to go, 25-21 the Terrace lead. Armstead will take a break for these last 25 seconds. And instead, Armstead's going to stay on the floor, and they meant to grab Mason Christensen after the shot. And he'll miss.
Ross Reuter taking just a real quick breather there on the free throws. I think what the intent was there, that they wanted to bring him out or have him not be in the game when they were on the defensive side of things, not wanting him to pick up his third foul before the half. Now that they're on offense and the shot clock turned off, Ross Reuter comes back in.
Smart play. Campbell here will set up his play and most likely hold for the last shot of the half. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He pulls it out. Ross Reuter, guarded by Armstead, trying to dance. Armstead almost strips him. Campbell comes away with the ball, though. Into the corner. Shot goes up, and it's an air ball. As time expires, Keaton Grace will hug it up, and the clock will expire, and we have reached halftime. The score, Terrace 25, Everett 21. Steve, an eventful first half. Not a lot of scoring, but a lot of action.
A lot of action, a lot of good defense, too. Again, it's not, a lot of times you look at scoring at a game and you want to kind of determine whether or not that means the offense was playing well or not. I think both teams did struggle a little bit offensively, but give both of their teams' defenses a lot of credit, too. I think that had a lot to do with shots being forced, shots being contested, turnovers taking place, and that leads to a 25-21 game at this time. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on some of the individual scoring numbers and get you ready for the second half. Again, the score here at the Terraceum, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks 25, the Everett Seagulls 21. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network.
Here, I have a job for you. Hold the mic so they can hear us. Wait, what? Oh,
Hold the mic.
hold things. You can take it. You can take it. I'm gonna go.
Josh, mic. Oh, God, that's terrible.
Hey.
45.
45. 1, 2, 3, 4. That didn't go well.
That was terrible. Alex, I need you to play now. Okay. 66.
What? 56? We haven't done that one.
We've played this one before.
20. 20.
Stop it, you're so crafty.
5. 1, 2, 2, 2.
Third quarter off.
And welcome back once again from the Terraceum at Mountlake Terrace High School. It is Wesco 3A basketball. The Mountlake Terrace Hawks leading the Everett Seagulls 25-21 at halftime. Straight off of his band duties, we're going to throw him right back into the play-by-play action. It is Ben Iman.
Well, hello, Steve. Keegan Grayson will have the ball and find Kyrie Armstead, who goes to the low post for Hayes. Kick out. Peterson in the corner off the mark. Rebound to number 12, Kobos. Here's Peterson for Everett, Daniel Peterson. He'll find, that's Campbell, guarded by Christensen. Here's Erickson, who'll drive on Hayes. Spins, puts it up. Nice defense off the mark. Rebound Armstead. Kyrie will push the floor. Fesienko fell over. Armstead drives in the lane. Through contact, wanted to foul, didn't get it. He'll save the ball and keep it alive. Hayes, swing to Christensen. Campbell steals and picks that one. It's another steal and pick for Campbell. He'll put it up, lay it off the back of the glass and in. He's got the first score of the second half, 25-23 Terrace.
Preston Campbell now with 13 points on the night. They've only got 23 as a team. Just to catch up real quick, too, in a moment as that ball goes out of bounds. Wes Erickson has 4 points for Everett. Andrew Olson with 2. And then Eli Ross Rudder with 4 points. That's the entire scoring for the Seagulls. That makes it nice and easy, doesn't it?
Yes.
We'll get you the Mountlake Terrace scoring on the next dead ball.
Inbound, Armstead, right side. Fakes a pass. We'll pick the dribble. Here's Christensen. Mason Christensen, top of the corner. Swings to Mason Peterson. Guard by Fesienko. He'll go in. Brendan Hayes. Fesienko covers, doubles over. And they're going to get Brendan Hayes on a travel. One too many steps, Steve.
Yeah, Hayes just shuffling those feet. I think he initially thought maybe he'd drawn contact, and almost as though his mind stopped playing basketball for a moment, he walked, and they called it right away. Hey, let's get you some scoring while Everett's dribbling the ball up here. Mason Christensen, 5 points in the first half, 3 of which came on a three-point play, all at the free throw line.
Keegan Grayson does well to defend that one. Strips it away, and a foul is called.
See what they call that on before we get to the rest of the scoring. Fesienko's going to pick up his third foul, and that will bring Andrew Olson back into the game. So we've already mentioned Mason Christensen with 5 first-half points. Connor Williams also with 5 first-half points. Kyrie Armstead, 9 points in the first half. Mason Peterson with 3. Brandon Hayes with 3 also. And that rounds out not only the scoring for Mountlake Terrace in the first half, but for the game. They're still looking for their first points here, as we're now down past a minute and a half into the third quarter.
Here's Christensen, swings, Hayes in the corner, fakes pass Erickson. Picks his dribble up and finds Keegan Grayson, who will set up an offense. Grayson working from left to right. Here's Armstead, who'll go to Hayes, top of the key. Spins through contacts, puts it up, it's off the mark, rebound Erickson. He'll find Campbell, who'll push. Goes around Christensen, but Mason Christensen says no, sir, and bats that one out of bounds. Nice block from Mason Christensen on Campbell. Everett will retain the ball out of bounds, though.
And on a night where Mountlake Terrace not putting up a lot of points, their defense still as stellar as ever.
That's an errant pass stolen. Peterson runs into contact. That was number 10, Daniel Peterson. Peterson on Peterson, and Mason Peterson of the Hawks will pick up. Who falls will pick up Daniel Peterson's second foul.
A lot of Petersons in there.
Too many Petersons.
A little bit of a tongue twister there. Hey, by the way, I was up talking to Zach Ward, the head coach of Stanwood, along with his number 1 assistant, Harlan Roberson. They're here scouting the game tonight.
Mason Peterson for 2.
17-footer for Peterson. I was talking to them. They were giving me some scores. Edmonds Woodway and Shorecrest at halftime tonight, 18-16. So we thought we had a low-scoring game.
It's a good Shorecrest team that we've seen.
It's a good Edmonds Woodway team, too.
Mason Christensen is going to pick up his third foul, a blocking foul.
One of these days we're going to do a game where there's not going to be any play-by-play and there's not going to be any color commentary. We're just going to have a microphone. We're going to have two microphones, one with the coaching staffs and then one up in the stands, because it's always fun to hear the extra officials, if you will, in the building and what they have to say.
Coach Sood can't believe that call either on a play where Mason Peterson had a nice block.
Some of the fans couldn't believe it behind us either. Heard a few different yells coming from up in the bleachers.
Erickson will go 2 for 2 from the line.
It's 4 for 4 for the night for Wes.
27-25, Terrace leads. Keegan Grayson will be doubled, finds Armstead. Armstead will drive, goes up. Erickson tried to draw contact, he won't get it. Armstead lays it up and in. 29-25, 5:22 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Campbell now. Ross Reuter sets the screen. Here's Erickson now. Brendan Hayes guard. Erickson will drive, goes up through contact. No, Hayes swats that one away. Rebound Armstead. He'll push to Peterson. Mason Peterson goes up and just the layup rims out. Christensen gets swatted away. They're going to call no basket, a foul on Mason Christensen's shot. See who that one's on.
Beautiful bounce pass there for Armstead too. Left it a little bit low so that once it got underneath the hands of some of the Seagull defensive players, Peterson really had an open look to the bucket, just couldn't close it. I mean, that's a basket he needs to make, and I'm sure he's feeling the same way. I guess if Christensen's able to put 2 free throws in, it doesn't matter. You even get a foul in the process to boot, so perhaps this works out to the Hawks' benefit by the time it's all said and done.
Christensen sinks the first one. That foul's on Wes Erickson, his first. Third team foul for Everett of the half. Christensen will go 2 for 2 from the line. It all works its way out in the end. Here's Campbell, guarded by Keegan Grayson.
Mountlake Terrace with their largest lead of the night right now, too, at 6.
Here's Ross Reuter, guarded by Armstead. This has been a nice matchup all night. Campbell, left side. Erickson will screen. Keegan Grayson does well to get around that. Pass stolen by Armstead. He's going to drive. Picked his dribble up, tried to go through contact, retains it though. Out to Peterson for 3 off the mark. Mason Christensen trying to battle Wes Erickson down low. He is able to steal the rebound away from him, but steps on the baseline. Ball will stay with Everett.
A good hustle by Christensen. Beautiful play down on the other end by Armstead as number 3, Preston Campbell, penetrated into the lane, tried to sneak it under the hand of Armstead as he was looking for Ross Rudder. You can't do that against Kyrie Armstead. He might be the best defensive player in Wesco. We've got a full timeout, so we're going to take a break. 4:31 to go, third quarter. Mountlake Terrace up 31-25. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. And welcome back to the Hawk Broadcast Network. 4:31 to go here in the third quarter. Vince DeMuro, who you might have overheard on the public address just now, pointing out some of the upcoming games for Mountlake Terrace. A home game against Edmonds Woodway next Tuesday, 7:15 start time. And then the following Tuesday, Stanwood. We already mentioned their coaches are up in the stands scouting this game tonight. A couple of very tough opponents coming up for the Hawks. But first, Ben, right back to the Everett Seagulls, a tough opponent in themselves.
Thank you, Steve. Here's Campbell, who'll bring the ball up almost every time for Everett. Guarded by Keegan Grayson. Ross Rudder, guarded by Armstead. Erickson, he's got Hayes on him. He'll go down low. That shot is put up by Daniel Peterson. He'll knock it down, his first points of the game. Who's guarded by Mason Peterson. Keegan Grayson finds a backdoor cut of Mason Christensen. Layup through contact, not able to make it. Campbell will push. In the lane, he'll pull it out. Finds Erickson. Top of the key. Back to Campbell, and Everett will set up. Erickson will screen. Back out Erickson, guarded by Hayes. He'll drive. Lays it up and in through contact. Hayes swats that one away. Christensen able to keep that one in play. Armstead quickly around Ross Reuter. He'll go up, had a fumble of his dribble. Wanted some contact, doesn't get it. Mason Christensen intercepts that pass. Here's Armstead in the lane. More contact and an offensive foul.
It was close. I'll tell you what, Preston Campbell looked like he was shuffling those feet a little bit. I don't know that he was completely set. It's one of those plays where sometimes you love to have instant replay at your disposal so you could take a look, but really on a play like that, I know oftentimes they want to give the advantage to the defensive player, but I'm not sure Campbell was quite there when he needed to be.
And I think my favorite part of that is Ross Rutter smiling off the bench and then putting a finger up to the rest of the crowd.
As if to say, shh. All they have to do is point at the scoreboard though, right?
Yeah. Armstead, Rutter not able to make that one through contact. He'll come away with it. Ross Rutter chasing down Armstead, finds Connor Williams, throws it up.
They say hit the wire up on top, which is considered out of bounds.
That one close. Yeah, sorry, Steve. Didn't mean to insinuate anything there on Ross Rutter. Put up the index finger shushing the crowd.
No, absolutely. No, it was a great catch on your part. It's always an interesting note to see a player doing that. A little bit awkward. Again, they're a team that is 6-9 and losing this game right now, and to tell the home crowd anything, you might want to do something on the scoreboard first.
Hayes swats that one away. Brendan Hayes dominant down low. Armstead kicks. Peterson for three. Mason Peterson knocks down his second three of the night. 34-27, 2:44 to go. And they're going to get Connor Williams on a foul there. Campbell trying to bring that one up.
Connor doesn't like it, but I'll tell you what, that's a foul. If you're going to reach in and you're going to extend your arm that much, you better darn well either hit basketball or hit nothing. He drew contact, so Connor's going to pick up a foul on that play. Good hustle defense, though. I mean, certainly you're coming off of a three-point basket. Try to keep that momentum going, get something else going, and if Williams could have picked that one off, the Hawks would have been on a nice 5-0 run and a 9-point lead. They still might get it.
That pass stolen. Peterson finds Williams, so lob it up. Armstead who pulls it down. Kyrie Armstead with the big dunk. Timeout, Everett. It's getting loud in the Terraceum, folks. 36-27. Terrace on a big run. 2:26 to go in the third. And they're starting to run away with this one, Steve.
They're going to call a 30-second timeout. Yeah, they can't get too complacent yet, though. This is an Everett team that is certainly shown that they can be scrappy tonight, but it's also an Everett team that has shown that they're really struggling to get points. So a 9-point lead right now might be the equivalent to a 14 or 15-point lead otherwise in a late third quarter game. So we'll see if Everett can respond, but certainly Mountlake Terrace taking a lot of the wind out of their sails, not only first and foremost with the Mason Peterson three that made it a 7-point game, but then when you get the steal, you come down and you get a big building, rocking and dunk like that. It changes the complexion of a lot of different things. So we'll see Everett almost looking dejected as they're coming out of the timeout. They might want to pick up their energy level here really quickly, because if not, they're going to be looking at a double-digit deficit. They're not the only ones falling right now. Corey Takata just took a little tumble there over in the Rowdy Reuter section. Hopefully he's okay. We'll keep an eye on him.
He seems fine. You know,
he might be going to the IR if he's not careful there.
It's all right. He's still got a baseball Twitter account to run. Ross Rutter will go through traffic, get the foul. I want to say, that's nice. Heads-up awareness by Connor Williams to find that lob to Kyrie Armstead. I know this team loves looking for those. They're going to get actually Armstead on a foul. His second, fourth team foul on Terrace. Ross Rutter will go to the line, shooting 2. That's great awareness by Williams to throw up to Kyrie and let him throw it down.
Yeah, it's also nice to have a guy like Kyrie. You know you can, you've got a little room for error too. You can throw that one up and at some point Kyrie's going to get it, but you're absolutely right to throw that lob pass and to watch him slam that one down. Always a pleasure as Ross Rutter misses the first free throw.
That was off the back iron. He'll shoot a second. Corey getting loud. Told me before the game he's losing his voice as Ross Rutter misses the second, goes 0 for 2. Wasn't sure how loud he could be tonight.
So his yelling game is better than his footwork right now, I take it.
I take that too. Williams loses his dribble out of bounds, but it's going to be off Erickson, stay with the Terrace Hawks. But Corey Takea, not a man who's not afraid to get loud and get proud for his Terrace Hawks.
Speaking of Corey Takea and the Rowdy Reuters, the Teletubby right to his right again tonight.
Yep. Chase Alberts.
Who's in the Teletubby costume?
That is Chase Alberts.
Oh, that's Chase Alberts, okay.
Here's Campbell. Finds Erickson, swings it to Rutter. He'll shoot over Armstead. Off the mark. Kyrie will grab the board. Swings, Keegan Grayson. The Hawks will push. Throw it up for Mason Peterson. He'll pull it out. Looks for a pass, kind of caught in the corner. Finds a cutting Armstead. He'll spin, go up, fade away. Almost tried to Could have worked as a pass, but Hayes not able to get the Reuter will grab and push. Oh, Kyrie picked him. This could be big. Kyrie, Armstead throws it down. The pick pocket throwdown for Armstead. His second dunk of the quarter, 38-27, 1:20 to go.
Oh, Elijah Ross Rudder a moment ago getting the ball just picked from him. No contact, just clean as can be. This time, Armstead lets him go by him and then reaches around and still is able to knock the ball out of bounds. Rudder's got to be wondering what he needs to do right now to keep the ball away from number 22.
Everett will keep the ball out of bounds. Waddle will check in for number 1 at Wes Erickson. Terrace calling sub, but Cole Yell's going to check in for his first minutes of the game. Brennan Hayes will take a short break. Reuter will be guarded by Armstead. Waddle guarded by Yell. Swings. Here's Olsen. Reuter. To Kobos. Finds Olsen. Trying to dribble in. Gets Armstead with the pick. Peterson will come away off the ball. Here's Armstead. He'll pull up for 3. Off the mark. A bit hard for Kyrie. He wanted that one though.
That was not one of his better shots.
Felt a bit rushed. Kobos will dribble in. Kind of an awkward shot, but it goes in. His first points of the night. Grayson is going to hold up, and it looks like they'll use most of this shot clock. Won't be the last shot, but it'll be close to it.
About a 9-second differential right now between the game clock and the shot clock. We'll see how much time Mountlake Terrace wants to take off here.
Williams points at his shoes, passes. Kyrie's going to drive. They'll say he's going to be fouled by Wilson. That'll be his first, 4th for Everett. And for Terrace, that's going to turn the shot clock off and award them the ball back. So now they can take the last shot of the quarter if they like. No, they'll just take a quick inbound to Peterson. His shot's off the mark. Rebound to Cole Yo, although he gets stripped by number 2, Wilson. Now Everett looks like they'll maybe hold. Reuter will come and screen. Wilson will drive. Connor Williams picks that way. Travel call wide. Williams is going to take it himself. And one. Big layup, Connor Williams, 4.6. And he'll go for the line, shoot an extra. 4.6 seconds remaining in the quarter.
And Javon Wilson, who just came in the game about a moment or two ago for the first time tonight, already with his second foul. This one's a big one. This one on Connor Williams could put him at the line looking at a 3-point play. And Mountlake Terrace for the first time tonight with a double-digit lead. And they could even expand upon that a little bit more with 4.6 seconds to go if Williams can hit this free throw.
Connor Williams, good job coming away with the ball, brings it down court. He's electric on the floor, got great speed, knocks down his free throw. Got 3 in the quarter. Armstead's going to take a quick break. Hayes will come in for the 4.6 seconds left in the third quarter. This has been an all-Terrace second half so far.
A 16-8 advantage for Mountlake Terrace here in the third quarter.
Javon Wilson and a Cole Yell trying to come in. He's able to eliminate the shot. Terrace leads 41-29 at the end of 3. We'll head to the fourth quarter. You're watching the Hawkeye Hastings Network.
Inbound the ball to start.
Now you're on.
There we go. Well, it was on the whole time?
No.
Okay, there we go. sounded good to me. Okay, we'll try this one more time. So again, we are just about ready to start the fourth quarter. Everett with the basketball. Checking back in now, Bogdan Fesienko sat out the majority of the third quarter with 3 fouls. A little surprising since he's one of their key players. Fesienko puts a floater up over the top of the outstretched hands of Hayes, gets it to fall. His first points of the entire ball game. Makes it a 41-31 game. A cool yell on the other end. Talk about getting your first points of the game. The big fella down low, putting it up off the glass and in. I'll see your first bucket of the game and add my own, 43-31. No time to waste. Wes Erickson right back down on the other end. He gets a bucket. You get a bucket, you get a bucket. Let's see if everybody's getting buckets now. 43-33, 7:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Mason Peterson 15 feet out. Off the back of the iron, bounces around and finally comes down to the hands of Mason Kobos. Everett will bring it up here, trying to get it back down to within a single-digit deficit. Let's see what they can do as Fesienko dishes out, and that's Gabe Waddle. Back to Fesienko. Mountlake Terrace playing very strong man-to-man defense. Everett taking up a lot of that shot clock. Yell. There we go. Yell. Should just be all one big word too, can't it? Yell.
Yeah.
With the reach in there, but they're going to call Connor Williams with the foul, his second, as checking back into the game. Kyrie Armstead, you knew he wasn't going to stay on the bench for very long. And then Everett is going to check Preston Campbell, their leading scorer, back in, along with Mason Kobos.
Interesting, not on the floor, and in fact now he is on the floor. That's Campbell. He was not on to start that fourth quarter. He is their leading scorer tonight.
A really quick break for him, though. So it looked like he was out for about a minute, not even a minute and a half. I think that was just one of those, hey, get your legs really fresh because we really need you down the stretch.
And Connor Williams picks up 2 quick fouls. 6 on the Hawks. He has 3.
And next one will put Everett at the free throw line for the remainder of the game, which could be crucial coming down the stretch. A 10-point game right now, 6:39 to go. Fesienko being guarded by Grayson Zaran. Long 3-ball, right side, missed. That was number 10, Daniel Peterson. Mountlake Terrace coming away with it. Williams using that speed, gets into the lane, dishes to a Cole Yell. He misses. Kyrie does not, however. Armstead there to clean it up. He now has 8 points in the half alone. 17 for the game. It gives the Hawks a 45-33 lead once again. Campbell driving in. They're going to say it was a non-shooting, so they hold up the fingers to imply that it will be a 1-and-1.
That's going to be a 4th foul on Connor Williams.
Connor Williams, you have 5 fouls to give. He's going to use them all up at once, apparently. That's his 3rd foul here in the quarter, and we're only a minute 47 in.
If Connor Williams will come to the bench, he's definitely not too happy about that. He wants to stay on the floor, but Connor Williams not a player that's afraid to reach. That's where he picks up, I believe, most of his fouls.
Kind of funny, a little smirk on his face as he ran by us towards the bench there. And hey, good foul if Campbell's going to miss the front end of the 1-and-1, which is exactly what he did. Hawks with the 12-point lead, looking for their largest lead of the night. They've had 12 on a few different occasions here early in the fourth quarter. See if they can expand upon that right now. Keegan Grayson's a run, missing the shot. And we're going to get an offensive foul called against the Hawks on the rebound. Let's see who they call that on. It's going to be a Cole Yell. See, I get his name right when he does something wrong and bad, like getting a foul. It's when he makes a good play that I tie the tongue up and I'm all over the board with him. I'm just glad he's back this year.
Yeah, I am too.
A cool down in Oregon last year after being a part of the Hawk program the year before that. I know one, Nayland Sood, and a few other assistant coaches on that sideline that are also happy to have the big fella back, and certainly gives them a presence down low. Wes Erickson, as we mentioned earlier, he's the leading scorer for the Seagull team on the season. 8 points tonight. Kind of a quiet 8 points at that. He doesn't have more than 2 in any of the 4 quarters yet. I think that might change. And it does as he picks up his 3rd point here in the 4th. 5 for 5 from the free throw line is Erickson. I don't know what was going on there as Cole Yell started to run back down towards the other end of the floor, and then finally the coaches yelled, Erickson's got one more free throw. We need you, big fella. We need you down on the blocks there. And he gets back into position and puts his big body into that one. It doesn't matter, though, as Erickson connects on the free throw. 6 for 6 on the night for him. And once again, Everett getting that 12-point lead down to 10, and it could even get better now. Campbell ahead to Fesienko. Back to Campbell. Lays it up. Can't get it to fall. A scramble for the ball. Campbell initially looked like he might come away with it. Finally bounces off of his leg and out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace basketball, but a beautiful play by Campbell initially, and looked like it might even be a more beautiful play by Fesienko as he tried to throw it back to Campbell, but to no avail. Mountlake Terrace basketball.
How many steals has that be for Campbell tonight? He's got.
We're not keeping him here, but he's got to have at least 5 or 6. And he's forced 1 or 2 also that he didn't get credit for. Christensen into the lane, misses it. Cole Yell right back up. 4 points on the night for Yell. His high for the season is 5 against Auburn Riverside. 1 more bucket, and he's got that for the year.
Cole also missed a couple games, had an appendicitis.
He missed more than a couple. I think he's only played in 7 games this year so far. So, yeah, for Yell to get back out here and to get some action in the 4th quarter, and in this case, he's going to draw a foul, count the bucket as well as Everett. Number 10, Daniel Peterson, driving into the lane, gets the basket to fall. He's going to go to the line with the and 1 and could potentially put Everett within double or single digits here if he can get this one to fall.
Foul on a Cole Yell.
Second personal Yell. Peterson.
Elijah Ross Rudder not taking too much time on the bench there. Got a quick little breather. Now he's back in, as is Wes Erickson. Yell heading towards the bench, but getting a nice ovation from the fans here who are appreciating seeing his hustle in the game that he's played thus far tonight. Peterson does in fact make that a 3-point play, give him 5 for the evening, all coming in the second half. 47-38, into the corner, Hayes hits it! Brendan Hayes has hit a 3-pointer in all but 2 of his games that he's played in this year. Hadn't hit one tonight until now, and he does it at a very opportune time. Makes it a 50-38 game. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. And again, Mountlake Terrace almost playing cat and mouse with Everett right now. They get the 12-point lead. Everett goes down, answers, gets it within 10 or 9, and then Mountlake Terrace just seems to come back and just extending the lead enough to where they're keeping Everett at bay. And boy, this is all of a sudden becoming kind of a fun quarter. We didn't see a lot of scoring in the 3rd quarter. It was a 16-8 deficit, or 16-8 differential. Right now, doing quick math in my head, it looks like both teams at 9 points already. And we're just past the 3-minute mark into the quarter, so certainly a little bit of a little more fireworks happening here in the 4th.
Yeah, no, the scoring definitely come out. You know, I think the refs have kind of loosened up on some of the foul calls in the second half. We've had plenty of foul calls, but you know the play's been clapping a little bit more, and you know both teams have been knocking the shots down.
I think it's adrenaline and energy of the 4th quarter too. Both of these teams recognizing a sense of urgency. Certainly Everett has to. They're trailing late in this ball game here, and Mountlake Terrace stepping up their game too, and seeing a lot more transition, a lot quicker offensive sets, and consequently more points as Erickson drives baseline, goes up over Hayes, misses it. Campbell comes away with a rebound, but I think we're going to get a foul called before that.
I think it's me on Brandon Hayes.
You think correctly, sir. Brandon Hayes picking up his 2nd foul. 10th team foul against Mountlake Terrace, which is going to put Everett into the double bonus for the remainder of the game, which means they'll be shooting 2 free throws from here on out.
And Wes Erickson is not a guy you want to send the line 6 for 6 tonight.
You read my mind. I was just about to go there. He's one guy who has proven that he's very comfortable at the charity stripe, and he hits yet another one, 7 for 7. Should mention here Laura at the scores table, whose daughter AJ plays for Edmonds Woodway, keeps handing me scores, so I want to make sure I'm reading one here. Edmonds Woodway girls ahead of Shorecrest, 48-36 at the end of the 3rd quarter. It's a Shorecrest team that's undefeated in league play thus far, so that would be a nice win for the Warriors. And certainly, we know who Laura's rooting for. Her son Jesse James, obviously, a guy that we know around here at Mountlake Terrace. He is sitting just a few seats down from us as he's on the bench for the Mountlake Terrace varsity basketball team. Mason Peterson, did he step on the line? He did. A little bit too close to that sideline, and Ira Dunbar, the referee, was keeping a very close eye on that and saw that the foot slipped just enough to catch some of that red over there, and it will be Everett basketball. Preston Campbell over to Wes Erickson, looking for a screen. Into the lane, Brendan Hayes doing a nice job, and they get the travel. Give a lot of credit to both Hayes and to Armstead for that matter, reaching in, getting his hand in there, and completely throwing Erickson out of his rhythm.
Yeah, if there's one thing this Terrace team has definitely been solid from the start of minute 1 of this game to so far, is that's defense. You know, multiple blocks, lots of steals. They've had a couple of their own errors, and you know, scoring hasn't necessarily been there the entire game, but defense 100% all the time.
50-40 is our score. Mountlake Terrace We're now coming down upon the 4-minute mark, 4:01 to go in the game. Armstead in the lane. Faked like he was going to throw one up, kicks it out. Foul is called. Is that going to be on the three-point shot? I believe so. It is, in fact, a three-point shooting foul as Peterson in that left corner drew contact. Misses the shot, but he's going to go to the charity stripe for 3 shots, and we're going to get that one called against Preston Campbell, who, surprisingly enough, for as aggressive as he's played on defense tonight, only 1 foul.
Yeah, he's played really well on defense. He's been really clean. A lot of picked passes, not a lot of reach-ins, like a Connor Williams style.
He's been exceptional tonight. A lot of them too are passes that he's picking off or deflecting. Again, on those long passes where he really doesn't have to reach in and catch a guy's hand because the ball's in the air, and it's certainly worked to his advantage as he's not putting himself in position to draw fouls at this point, and consequently is not even having to worry about foul trouble. He does have to worry about hitting guys at the three-point line, which is exactly what he did as Peterson goes 3 for 3 there. His only 3 attempts of the game so far.
That's the second time tonight that Terrace has had three free throws, and they've knocked so far all of them down 6 for 6 when fouls come outside the arc.
Second time by a Mason too, right? Peterson and Christensen, as we're going to get a foul called against the Hawks. Again, double bonus, so Everett will go to the line for 2. That's going to be called on Armstead, his 3rd. Ross Rudder to the line. 0 for 2 so far tonight.
Couple Hawks in foul trouble tonight. Connor Williams has 4, Armstead with 3, Christensen with 3, handful of players of 2 and 1.
Ross Rudder missing yet again.
0 for 3 from the line.
And he gets that one to go finally. 1 for 4 on the night now for Eli.
He's got 5 points.
Hey, what's the deal with the band over there, by the way? Your replacement, if you will, or is that your, I guess we'll call him your protege?
Yeah, Ian Rude is a sophomore this year, and he's a guy that has expressed interest in, learning how to, conduct the band at marching and pep band events. And so, I think, me being a junior, I have another year, but why not start training him now if he's interested in doing it? He's a kid that's really inspired and, plays a mean trumpet. But
you've taught him well.
I haven't taught him anything about the trumpet, but kind of had to be thrown into the fire tonight as a lot of our regulars who, this one getting...
Yeah, Keegan Grayson's run going up with a couple of different shots. Ross Rudder, and here we go, Fesienko's talking to Ira Dunbar. That's a bad idea. Ross Rudder blocking that shot, knocking Keegan Grayson's run to the ground, and then walking over the top of him and just standing there. And quite frankly, I'm a little bit surprised and maybe even a little disappointed the referees didn't tee him up on that play. Not that I enjoy seeing technicals, but I think when you go out of your way to stand over a player when he's down on the ground like that, I'm all for referees sending a message loud and clear, especially in a game like this. You don't want it to affect the outcome, but really no need for that on the basketball court.
And Coach Sood was quick up off the bench. The ref almost had to hold him back from running deep into the floor wanting that technical.
And now we've got Woody Williams who's going to come over and explain it to. Oh, and you know what? Okay, there we go. Ross Rudder is going to have a foul called against him on the play and a technical called against him. Ross Rudder is going to walk back over to the bench. So we're going to shoot the foul first, apparently. Nealon Sood asking for clarification, as I think he's going to want to bring another free throw shooter in for the actual technical. So he's asking right now. Grayson's run, again, we mentioned it earlier, came into the game 10 for 13 on the season, missed both of his free throws tonight, so now he's 10 for 15, which is 66%.
He will shoot a 1-and-1, it looks like.
I believe they're going to say it was not in the act of shooting. Grayson's run with a 1-and-1. Misses, and now we're going to get the technical free throw shots, apparently.
They'll send Mason Peterson to the line for the technical. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
I think there's still a little confusion on some of the folks here as Zaran obviously was in the act of grabbing an offensive rebound and going up. Apparently the referees felt like the contact happened after the shot as Mason Peterson is going to connect on his first free throw. 12 points on the night so far for Mason. Make it 13. Hawks with their largest lead at 55-41. 3:06 to go. And of course, with a technical foul, that also means you get the basketball back. Bryce Levine, a coach who I have a lot of respect for, deciding he wants his team to calm down a little bit. He's going to call a full timeout. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. we think of other teams. We don't really think of Everett as being one of them. And really coming out in the first half, they're giving you guys all you can handle tonight.
You know, it's Wesco for you. No matter what, you're going to have a good game. You know, we just kept playing, and obviously you see what we can do if we just keep playing our game. But we know they're going to be a scrappy team, and we're prepared for that.
There was a point in the second quarter where you guys were down 17-12, really not generating much offense at all. You didn't win on a 5-0 run. Talk a little bit about that. What does this team do in situations like that? You really haven't had to overcome a lot of adversity this year when the balls aren't dropping and the shots aren't going. Is it something that coach says to you guys? Is it a matter of just getting back to your games? Is there a way to kind of recalibrate and hit the reset button at that point?
Just keep playing our game. Like I said earlier, we're Terrace. We just keep playing our game, keep doing what we know how to do, and play defense, stop. We play good D. They just had to lead on us, but we kept playing, got it back, and like I said, you can see what we can do.
Talk about that defense a little bit. They had 27 points after 3 quarters tonight. I know you guys always pride yourselves on keeping those numbers down. The goal is always, 52 points per game?
50.
50, okay, 50. So you've even got to lower than that a little bit.
This year.
So even when the shots aren't falling, is that kind of the key to your success this year? Just make sure you keep playing defense?
Yes, sir. Defense wins games. I've been hearing that since 2nd grade.
Okay, give me an honest answer on this one. How often do you guys check the RPI rankings?
Sue don't care about that, yeah.
Do you guys care about it?
Some of the players, I'll be looking at it, but when I see that we won the amount of games we won in a row, and we won 2 games in a row, we dropped from 8 to 12, so obviously we can't control that. We're going to keep playing our game, and just no matter what, just keep fighting. Don't worry about it.
But it segues me into another question. I mean, do you guys feel like that disrespect is something that maybe you guys feed off of? Do you use that to motivate yourselves, or is that something you guys really can kind of put in the back and don't even look at it?
We're Terrace basketball. We're motivated to just play our game. Like I keep saying, we're not motivated to do nothing else, be a higher ranking. We're just playing basketball and doing what we do.
And I'm looking at the schedule here right now. You've got Edmonds Woodway and Stanwood coming up in the next 2 games. Tell me a little bit about those battles. Edmonds Woodway, obviously, Edmonds School District rivalry, a team you know fairly well. What are we expecting on Tuesday here?
It's going to be a high-intensity game. They're going to be running and jumping. They're going to push the ball. They're going to be pressing us on defense, but good thing we got prepared by Everett. They're running and jumping, and we kind of handled that pretty well. So this is going to be 2 big games coming up for us. And
Stanwood, you always kind of feel like you know what kind of a game you're going to get, right? It seems like Coach Ward, very similar to Mountlake Terrace, right? Do you feel like those 2 teams, are they evenly matched every time you guys go out there?
Yeah, we really are. You know, it's just, that's Wesco basketball. There's two great teams going to be going at it, battling back and forth the whole game.
So tough games coming up. So far, so good for the Hawks. 15-1 on the year. Kyrie, hey, go enjoy this one.
Yeah,
Congratulations tonight. 19 points on the game. You are the player of the game, and we'll see you on Tuesday here at the Terraceum.
Thank you.
So again, Kyrie with 19 points tonight. And Ben, I don't know if you want to try to put these on to kind of wrap things up here a little bit. I know we've been having some issues with the audio on one of these, and of course, when you have 3 headsets, one doesn't work very well, and one is now always got the sweatiness of a basketball player. Taking one for the team. Look at Ben Hyman right there. Ben, like Kyrie said, they play Terrace basketball. They don't let things bother them. They don't let themselves get down, and that's the demeanor you need to have if you're going to be a successful basketball team. It seems like it's easier said than done sometimes. Obviously, other teams try that, and you see them fall into a rut, and they can never get out of it. Terrace just always seems to kind of have an answer, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, they take a mentality of regardless who they're playing, they're going to be a tough opponent. They're not going to come into any of these games and really, pancake many teams, and even when they do, they're not going to think they're going to. They play hard-nosed defense in the paint. They're not going to let you get many of your shots off. They're in your face, man-to-man defense. They take their opportunities. They're very selective with their shots. This Terrace team is a team that they know how to play, and they know how to play their game.
And they played their game indeed. And the fact that they did so much of their damage this year without a Cole Yell either not being on the floor at all or being a small part of it, we're starting to see him come around a little more each and every game. And, boy, if you can get him up to full speed and ready to go, that's just another weapon in your arsenal that Wesco doesn't want to see, do they?
Yeah, no, the same thing goes for Max Holt. These 2 guys, they were starting off maybe a little bit slow or, started the season like a Cole and had to go down. But, the 2 of them really starting to pick their games back up. And, I think this team, from the top of the roster to the, bottom of the roster, this is a solid team that can play deep basketball. Every one of them can ball. It's great to see.
And they're going to need every one of them on Tuesday. Again, Mountlake Terrace versus Edmonds Woodway. We'll be back here at the gym. We'll be bringing that game on HBN also. Those 2 teams, when they get together, always a tough contest. It's going to be a up and down the floor affair, a lot of transition. Edmonds Woodway is going to look to run. Mountlake Terrace playing that pressure D. When these 2 teams step on the floor together, it's an exciting matchup. So again, Tuesday night, we're going to bring that game Final thoughts tonight, 61-46. Hawks just doing what they do, right?
Another win.
Another win.
Hopefully we'll move up in the RPI standings. I know that's big.
Yeah, 12 right now going into the night. They still want to climb up. Hopefully a win tonight over Everett will do that. So we'll see. But until then, we're going to sign out Tuesday night. Well, yeah, I was going to say 7:15, but we're delaying the broadcast, so we'll hopefully bring that game on Wednesday. We'd like to see you out here at the Terraceum. Get the crowd filled up here. Get the energy flowing, the enthusiasm going on. Always a fun time when we get this place full. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you here Tuesday, and then that broadcast will be replayed on Wednesday. So Ben, for everybody involved with the broadcast tonight, great job this evening, my friend. Not only doing play-by-play in color, but doing the band also, orchestrating everything going on over there. You're a man of many talents, sir.
Thank you.
So again, final score tonight, 61-46. You've been watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. Have a great weekend.